All right, I think we are live. We are live. Hello, everybody. Hello, 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 everybody. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Hello, Ruth is here. We are here and we are excited for what is about to happen on today. So come on in. Hello, you guys. Hello. Hello, we are live. It is Sharisa T with Hello Ruth and Letitia Dice and our special guest, which I will introduce in just a moment. Come on in, you guys. Go ahead and start sharing. Invite your friends and family because today we have some amazing, an amazing woman of God who is going to share with us and help us in this time with our finances. Yep, finances. We're talking about finances for the rest of this year. We are going to dive deeper in financial literacy, and I am so excited about what God is about to do. So come on in. Hello, hello. Go ahead. Start parties. Watch parties. Go ahead and invite your friends and family. We are live. We are live. Hello, world. This is a Saturday evening. And I know most of you guys are like, what is going on? Hello, Roof is live. We are live. Yes. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Keisha. Thank you so much for joining. We are so super excited about what is about to happen. And man, we dig deep at the end of last year, just trying to see what you guys, we did some polls and some surveys and tried to see what you all wanted information on. And you spoke, we heard you, we listened. And so financial literacy was one of the things that you all wanted to get more information about. And I think is not by accident. It's at a time like this when we are in strange times and we have COVID going on and a lot of things are happening, and it's an amazing um time to be speaking on financial literacy in this time that we are facing and that we are in. So come on in, go ahead and share, go ahead and start your watch party because we have an amazing woman of God who is going to drop some gems on us. Get your notebook books, get your pens, pads ready, because there is a word in the house for you all. Good evening for you all who are watching live or watching the replay. I am Sharisa T, and I am here. Hello, hello. We are here to talk about finances. Man, man, I'm ready. I'm just gonna sit back. I have my notebook, so y'all get your pens, pads. We need all the wisdom on this particular topic in such a time as this. And so come on in, start parties. Hello, I see you guys. Hey, 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 I see you all. Michelle, hello, hello. Nice to have you on. Keisha, nice to have you on. Come on, y'all keep sharing. You keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing. Invite your family, invite your friends, let them know that we are on and there's a word. We have an amazing woman of God who is going to come in just a few moments and share a little bit about her. And she's just going to pour out whatever God lays on her heart. One of the things that Hello Ruth is big about is empowering women and men in every area, not just spiritual, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. And so we are here to talk about financial literacy and just get more information on how we can better be fit financially in times like these. Don't think it's strange that we are in this time and this topic is here. It is so needed in this moment. And so I have 605 and we're excited. We're excited. Hey, y'all, let us know where you're joining from. I see you guys are joining. Let us know where you're from. We have Minister Letitia Dice on. And we also have a woman of God who I'm about to allow her to come on. And doesn't she look wonderful? Y'all tell her, hey, give her some love.
Bye.
Queen Tiara, she is going to share a little bit. It's so funny how God does things. I met her at an event that I was actually being a vendor with some of my books, and she was there and she bought a book, and I think ever since then we have been connected. And I want to say, was that last December?
It was.
It was last December.
Yes,
Yes,
it
hadn't even been a
was.
year. It has not. It hasn't been a year. And when I tell you, we may not talk every day, but this woman, man, when we do, it's like fire. Like we bounce ideas and pushing each other forward. And I'm telling you, God has a way of sending the right people in your life at the right time. And when we thought about hosting this series to end off our Facebook Live series, we've been coming on like once a month, just dropping what God has laid on our hearts. And one of the biggest things we noticed from the people who took those surveys that we sent out was that they wanted more information about finances. And so we are here. So we have a 3-part series. This is part 1. Part 2 is happening in November, part 3 in December. And she's going to drop nuggets on each session. So, y'all, again, get ready, get ready. I'm gonna stop talking. I have 6:07, and I think y'all ready. Are y'all ready? Hey, you guys, come on, come on.
We
Yep,
are
yep. I see
ready.
you. I see y'all ready, ready. And so, again, Tiara, we just want to thank you so much again for carving out this time to be a vessel in this time. Iron sharpens iron. And I do believe that the wisdom that God has laid on your heart and laid on your mind, you are going to not only impact the kingdom with what he's put on you, but you're going to break some chains off of some lives today and get us together. So get ready for the ouch, get ready for the uh-oh, get ready for that, because I just believe we need that. We need that in this season. We need real, raw, honest information. And so I'm ready. I'm ready. So Tiara, welcome again, Queen. Come on and drop it on us. How God has given it to you. Just allow whatever God speaks to you, just go ahead and share. And if you have questions, guys, I'm going to be checking Facebook. So if you have questions, I will definitely get those to Tiara after she finishes, and then we'll go from there. So let's welcome Mrs. Tiara Gibson Andrews.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. Look, I've been smiling all day. I have literally, today was a self-care day for me, which I normally never do. I never take time out for myself to do the things that I really like to do or want to do. And so I committed today. I was like, well, I know we were going to have to do this live, which I've been, I've been so excited about it since you first presented the idea to me. I think it's been about 2 months, Charissa, since we first talked about it. And I've been looking forward to it every day since we had that conversation. So I just want to say hello to everybody. Thank you all so much for taking the time out to get on this live. It is Saturday evening, and it's a lot of other things that you could be doing, a lot of other ways that you could be spending your Saturday other than, on a live video talking about finances. It's definitely not something that, we like to discuss. Normally, if we're having a discussion about it, it's probably something, something bad. Let's just be honest about it. Or, it's attached to anxiety, it's attached to stress, or, worrying about, what we need to pay or what we need to do or what needs to get done as far as, our household is concerned. So, like I said, I just want to kind of just ease ease into the subject just a little bit. Again, thank you all so much. I'm so absolutely excited to be standing beside the Hello Ruth organization. The members of this organization, they are powerhouses, all of them. I have not met every last single individual that is a member, but for the people that are on the front line, that are running, the day-to-day operations, man, you have some wonderful and amazing individuals that are a part of this organization. And so I'm just thankful. I'm ecstatic to be a part. And I'm just very, very grateful for the opportunity. So I just wanted to start out by saying that. But we're just going to go ahead and jump on into it. If you all have your notebooks and your pens ready, we're just going to go over some basic things tonight. As I was congregating with God on what I was going to be talking about, with how to present the information and how to bring the information, I came up with this whole spiel, right? I'm like, you know what? We're in the fourth quarter. It's time to get going. If we have not thought about our 2021 and how we want that to look, how we want things to be, now is the time to get down, like literally get down and dirty with it, because of course, this has been a rough year. It's been a rough year for everybody. That's my household, a lot of people that I know. It's just been hard, and I would be lying if I said that, everything has worked out as planned. Everything has gone according to the vision that I had laid out. It hasn't, and I think the beautiful thing about that is God has He has His way of coming into, and shaking things up and letting us know that, hey, look, I'm still here. I'm still in the midst. Everything that you thought you knew, everything that you thought you had planned out. Well, look, I'm going to sit everybody down, right? And we're going to do some reevaluations. And in this season, that's what I've really been doing. I've been really reevaluating the things that I hold dear, and the position that I'm in, where I see myself, where I see my family, and just, particularly the people that I want to help going forward, what my purpose is, just analyzing, how I'm supposed to go about touching lives and reaching individuals, and in return get that same thing, because anytime you have an interaction with anybody, I always get something from it, no matter what no matter what I'm doing, whether it be coaching, whether it be mentoring, whether it be speaking, I'm always touched by the individuals that I come into contact with. So as I was going over what I was going to talk about, I heard God say, back to the basics, back to the basics, back to the basics. And I'm like, what? No, we need some hard hitting information. I need to literally put it out. Like, I want this to be a boot camp. I want it to be on that style. I really want to make people think about, where they've been going, with their finances and where they currently are and where they see themselves. And God was like, no, like this is not about you. We want to keep it simple. We want to keep it basic. And so I was like, okay, God, keep it simple, keep it basic. And a lot of times with that, I had to really meditate on that to understand exactly what it is that He meant by keep it simple, keep it basic. And as I was meditating on that, I'm just like, this just ain't enough. Like, it's just not enough, but I'm definitely going to be obedient tonight. I don't want to waste any of your time. So we're going to keep it simple. We're going to do just that. And with that, a lot of times what we do is we try to complicate things that are very simple. I am guilty of it. I will take a situation and I will analyze it. I will meditate on it. I will take it, try to break it down, put it back together. I will complicate things, and I think we've always been guilty of that. I think a lot of people can attest to that. When it's like the answer is right there in front of you, we try to go and put our will on it and put our way on it and put our vision on it and, try to sprinkle it up and mix it all together and make something else out of it. But, hey, look, in this season right now, when everybody is hurting, people are going through, we just have to literally just take what we're given, And we just kind of have to make the best out of it. So I just want to go over some simple tips on tonight. Again, not going to make it complicated. Some simple tips on tonight about what we can do in this season to just kind of get our financial plan going for the new year. Okay. We're about 3 months out. We don't have a long time. A lot of times, what people do is they wait until the beginning of the year to try to get things together, or try to say, okay, this is what I want to do differently on New Year's. I'm going to start working out. I'm going to start, doing better with my money. I'm gonna start saving. I'm gonna start doing this. But I'm like, no, let's not wait. Let's go ahead and start right now. Okay. So, what do we need to be looking at in this very moment with 3 months left in the year of 2020? Three basic things that I'm going to give you tonight. We're going to go over it in depth. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me, because I really want to build this foundation on the basics. I want for all of us, and I'm speaking to myself, not only to everybody else that's on this live, but I'm speaking to myself as well. We're just bringing it back home, okay? So when it comes to our money, when it comes to our finances, when it comes to just our household in general, most of the time, or what we do a majority of the time, we're living from week to week, from day to day, paycheck to paycheck. Again, we've all been guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. I'm still working through some things. And so, what we really, really have to do is we have to analyze, okay, if at the end of the month there's not enough money for us to do what we need to do, or if we're overspending in some areas, what we really need to do is we need to sit down and we need to analyze, okay, how much money am I bringing in? How much money am I making on a monthly basis? Okay. And with that, we're looking at, okay, whether you get paid on a weekly basis, a bi-weekly basis, a monthly basis. I do believe that God gives us just enough to do with what we need to do with. And He gives us opportunities to handle what we are given responsibly. But a lot of times we don't do that. And so that's why He doesn't bless us with, the abundance that we're always seeking. We're always just like, Lord, if I had more, if you gave me more, if I had more money, if I had, a better job, I could do more things, I could get my finances together. But making more money has absolutely nothing to do with financial responsibility. Financial responsibility is about making the best out of what you have, taking what you have and making it work for you and your situation and where you are. Okay. So the solution, this is what I want to go over. It's a 3-step solution. Again, it's going to lead up to bigger things that we're going to talk about in our other 2 parts that are going to happen in November and December. But these are the basics. This is what we need to be doing right now. We need to be analyzing how properly protected is our household. How properly protected is our household? Where we currently stand with our money, and where we are as far as our children, as far as our families are concerned. If something were to happen to me, what would happen to my household? What would happen to my children? What would happen to the legacy that I'm trying to leave? Would my house go belly up? Would my children be left without? So I ask you on today to really sit down and take a look at where you are and ask yourself, if something were to happen, would my children, would the people that depend on me be okay? And if the answer to that question is no, I I don't know what would happen to me. How would my family take care of my funeral expenses? How would my children be taken care of? How would my house get paid off? How would my car get paid off? So those things can stay within my family structure. Again, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build a legacy. We're trying to leave something in this world for our family other than bills. What would that look like? And a lot of times we try to skip this step. It's a step that we don't think about until something happens. I've seen it happen in my own family. I've seen it happen in other families. We're simply not protecting our household. Why would you work so hard to build a family structure, to buy a house, to even buy a car? It's a liability, but to buy a car, to purchase all of these things, and then when something happens, or if something happens, again, we're in the midst of the pandemic, so we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen, okay? But why would we work so hard to acquire those things just to have it all stripped away from our family if something were to happen to us? Because we don't have a plan for how it's going to get paid for. Again, asking yourself, is my family protected? Is my household protected? Do I have a plan? Do my family know what that plan is? If something were to happen to me, this is what I want to happen. Do we have a will in place? I hate to talk about that. I really do. You know, I would love to have gotten on here and talked about the glitz and the glam. Oh, you want to do this? This is what we want to do. But no, we're in the midst of the pandemic. People are losing their life. You know, people are dying. People are losing family members left and right. You know, so those are some things that we really have to think about. And again, don't take this lightly, because we never know. We don't know the will, we don't know the purpose for our life. I lost someone that was near and dear to my heart. One of my friends, my sisters, her and her two children. God rest her soul. They died in it was a freak accident. We don't know all that happened. I think it was an issue with a appliance malfunctioning, and they died of smoke inhalation, carbon monoxide poisoning. But you know, here I had just talked to her maybe about 3 or 4 weeks ago. We hadn't touched base, and her two girls are now gone. So I will never have that opportunity to talk to her, you know, ever again. And like I said, what we need to do is just kind of analyze that. You know, just analyze. Know that we're on this earth for a short period of time. Nobody knows the day or the hour. And, you know, I don't know about everybody else, but I know for myself personally, if something happens to me, I want my family to be secure. You know, I want to leave my mark. If I can't make it to $1 million, if I can't make it to $1 billion, you know, I want to be the starting point. You know, I don't have children yet, but I have siblings. So I could significantly change things for them, you know, in that way. But again, you know, I just think about those things. I think about legacy, not just in my household, but outside of my household, for the people that are surrounding me, you know, for the immediate family outside of my house. So those are some things that we really need to think about. The second step, once we're making sure that our house is properly protected, the second step that we want to do, if we're not already homeowners, we want to be working to eliminate debt. We want to be working to eliminate debt. God says in his word that the borrower is slave to the lender. You know, we love God. Everybody here, I'm sure, you know, has their own personal relationship with him. We say we believe in his word and the things that he gives us, but God talks about money in the Bible as if it, you know, he gives us the playbook. It's nothing difficult, but where we fall short is we don't pick up that word. Like, we don't try to get an understanding of what's in his word in order to apply it to our household. And again, I've been guilty of it. I'm not only preaching to everyone else, but I'm preaching to myself. You know, I've given you a playbook. Whether you want to follow the playbook or not, that's completely on you. But, you know, when we're caught in a situation, you know, when we're like, okay, I need to save more money. I need to put money away for the next time that my car breaks down, for the next time that my hot water tank bursts. You know, I need to save some money. You know, these are things that have happened to me before in the past. And we always say, okay, next time this is not going to happen. This is not going to catch me off guard. I'm going to make sure I have a stash available. And most of the times we never do it. You know, the next crisis follows one another, and we're still caught off guard. But again, my challenge to everyone, and again, I'm in the process of doing this too, with some things that I have to take care of, eliminating debt like it's no tomorrow. We have to go to war with our debt. We do. Just like we go to war with everything else, we go to war with, people, and, we go to war for our relationships, our marriages. We need to go to war with our debt, because what it is, that debt, it keeps us in a bind, and it keeps us in it places a stronghold on our life. And a lot of the things that we want to do, whether it be give, whether it, expand, buy a house, or, just do different things. Everybody has a vision of where they want to go, things that they want to do, travel, take time off work. That debt keeps us in a bind. And therefore, we're working every single day, because the bills got to get paid. I can't take time off work because my bills got to get paid. I can't take time off work and go on vacation with my family and spend time with my family because the bills got to get paid. If I don't work, we don't eat, right? So what I want to do is I want to challenge everybody. Whatever debt you have, now is the time to be writing that out. You need to know what it is that you owe. And a lot of times why it's so difficult for us to do that is because we don't like the reality of what it looks like on paper. We don't like to write out, okay, I owe a student, I got a $30,000 student loan, that I haven't been paying on, that's been in deferment for, as long as I've been out of school, and it's still lingering there. People don't like to talk about the student loans. They put it in a category of being good debt, but it's still a debt that you owe. And, I'm just a firm believer. I had to be real with myself. If it's a debt that I acquired, if it's a debt that I took out, no matter whether I'm using, my degree, or, whether this was whatever the product was, whether it was any type of, just use to me, you still owe that debt. And so we have to do what we have to do to make sure that we're paying off our debts. We're clearing out our debts again, so our family won't have to bear that burden. When we're in the midst of things, a lot of times we make selfish decisions and we say, okay, I'm not worried about that. If something happens or if I die, it's gonna die with me. But in today's times, that's not how things work all the time. If someone wanted to come after your family to say, okay, this was a debt that this person had, and because they're connected to you, you're now responsible, they could. They could. There are legal sanctions in place for creditors to come after, your next of kin. So what we want to do is, again, like I said, we want to make a plan to pay it off. Don't make it hard. Don't make it difficult. It doesn't have to be, anything fancy. Just write out simply what you owe, whether that's your mortgage, your car note, your student loans, whether you owe on medical bills. Write it out. Write it out. It's not going to harm. It's only going to help. And again, it's helping us to face the reality of things that we really need to get done. How can you build? How can you save? How can God put you in a different financial aspect when He can't even trust you to pay off what you owe? So that is something that we need to look at, that we need to be doing. If we haven't started, this is what we need to be doing. In 2021, it's a new year, yes. But if we're doing the same things that we were doing in 2020, if we're doing the same things that we were doing in 2019, which is overspending, not paying off our debt, not making sure that our family is properly protected, then there are consequences to those actions, whether we have to deal with the consequences or not. Somebody will have to bear that burden, and that's something that we don't want to do. As women of God, as men of God, we don't want that. We want to make sure that we're handling our responsibility, that we're not just preaching the word, but we're also living the word behind closed doors. And again, that's in the word. What are God's principles on money? Not Tiara's principles, not Lynn Richardson's principles, not Dave Ramsey's principles. What are God's principles on money? What does He say? And what he says, that's what we need to be doing. Okay. And if we're struggling with, writing out that plan, I'm going to leave my contact information, because a lot of times we run from things, whether that be in our personal life, whether that be dealing with our finances, whether that be dealing with our career. We tend to run from things because it's attached to different types of trauma. When we can't get ourselves on track mentally, and again, I just have to speak it again. We're saying it over and over, but that's just because it's real. We're in the midst of a pandemic. So a lot of people are hurting. I just had a conversation with my hairdresser today, and she's just like, people are struggling to survive, let alone think about what their plan is for 2021 on conquering, finances. And that's true. People are hurting. But what can we do? What can we do? Do we hurt ourselves? In all of the years that things we weren't dealing with this, all of the time that had passed, when we make these affirmations and we write out our vision boards every year, or we create our vision boards every year, with all of those things, have we been putting off what we know we should be dealing with? So I want to challenge you, like, let's take this thing head on. Again, I'm not just preaching to everyone, I'm talking to myself as well. Like, let's take this situation head on. Let's stop putting it on the back burner, and let's write out a plan. Let's create a plan, and let's go to work. All right. The third thing that I want to talk about, we talked about making sure that we're protecting our family. Again, 3 months left in the year, not a lot of time, but these are the things that we want you to look at. Making sure that our family is protected, making sure that we have a plan going into 2021 to start paying off some of this debt. And the third thing that I want to talk about is paying yourself first. Paying yourself first. This is something that we do not like to do, okay? We will put everything and everyone else above paying ourselves first. But the longer that we continue to do it, and the longer that we continue to put it off, we'll always find ourselves in a bind, okay? My challenge to you, when you get paid this upcoming payday, and yes, I'm getting personal, I'm getting in your business, I want you to take a look at how much money you're making. After you pay your tithes and you give your 10%, take some money out and put it aside for you, okay? The bills are always going to be there. The things that our children need are always, they always need something. It's always going to be there, okay? Our financial problems, our debt, until we work through it, it's going to be there, okay? But if something happens, if my car goes out, Teresa, how am I going to get to work? How am I going to get to work to continue to make money to pay my bills?
Girl,
if my transmission goes out,
you speaking, honey. You speaking. You are
what's
talking
gonna happen?
today.
What's gonna happen? Can we call the bill collectors or the people that we're putting above our own selves or our own families? Can we call those family members, those friends that like to call us every week, every month, borrowing money but never return it? Can we call those same people? Can we rely on them to take care of us in our time of need? No, we can't. Okay, so instead of paying Alabama Power, instead of paying Verizon, instead of paying the water company, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna put some money aside for me. Again, basics, the basic. As much as I wanted to give a whole spiel tonight, look, 10 steps, 10-part plan, we writing it out, we doing the work. We got to get the basics in order first before we can build on that foundation, before we can talk about investing, before we can talk about, building a portfolio, before we can talk about becoming millionaires, building real wealth. And it's something that's possible. It's possible. You will see $1 million in your lifetime. You will make it in your lifetime. Even with the lowest of income, if you're working for 30 years making $25,000, you will see $25,000 a year. You'll see $1 million in your lifetime. But my question is to you, how much of that money will we retain? You know, it's nice to treat ourselves sometimes, as I did today. It's nice to go out to eat and, congregate with, our family and friends. It's nice to want to be there for everything and everyone else. But if we're not taking care of ourselves first, we will always find ourselves in a bind. Always, always, always. This year, I had to do some hard analyzation. And I said to myself, I said that I'm always there for everyone else when they need, when they want. But for some reason, when it comes to putting myself first and doing the things that I need to do for me, I always have a hard time doing that. And I'm sure, look, we as women, we talk about that all the time. I put everything else, the kids before me. I put my relationship before, myself, my friends, my family. I'm always running, always on the go, always doing things for everybody else. So let me challenge you. Look, Facebook is full of challenges. Everybody doing some type of challenge. It's full of challenges, and I've enjoyed seeing them. Because some of them are, absolutely amazing. You got some tear jerkers as far as the challenges, relationship challenges, singing challenges. I mean, let me challenge you to say, okay, this time I'm going to put me first. Not by going out to eat, not by getting nails done, not by getting hair done. We can do that too. But I want to challenge you to take some money and put it aside for a rainy day. I want to challenge you to do that. And again, this tends to be the most difficult thing when I talk to people about saving money for themselves. They look at me like I'm crazy. Like, I don't have enough money to save. We can come up with all of the excuses as to why we can't. But I want to challenge you to come up with an excuse for why you must, for why you will, why I will in this season save money for me or put money aside for an emergency fund, because we need it. We need it. When this pandemic hit, could you have imagined having $5,000, $10,000 set to the side when all of us were furloughed and laid off of work, from our positions? Could you imagine, what that kind of money that you could probably save in a year or 2 years, depending on how hard you go, and how quickly you want to save that money? Could you imagine have had that amount of money in the bank when this pandemic hit? When people were rushing to file for unemployment, people were borrowing from their 401k, or taking money out of funds, that is supposed to be meant for a later time. Could you have imagined that? And so I'm always the type of person to say, okay, well, when I sit down with somebody, we can't cry over the things that we haven't done. We can't pity ourselves. I'm not doing that. I'm not pitying myself for anything that I've done or haven't done in the year of 2020, because you know what? It's a blessing just to be here. It's a blessing to be on this live talking to you. And for the ones that are looking in their devices and they're looking back at me, we made it. We made it. We did what a lot of people did it, or couldn't. We made it to see another day. So I'm not saying pity yourself. I'm not saying, feel bad about what's going on. No, not at all. We're not doing that. But going forward, what we're going to do as people who say we have faith in God, as people who say that we believe in His word, as people who say that, we trust God to lead our lives, we're going to do the things that are necessary. We're going to put the faith with the work, and we're going to put ourselves in a better position for this new year coming up. That's what we're going to do, okay? So just going back over everything, making sure that our family is protected. That is a must. If you don't know what I mean as far as that is concerned, making sure we have something set aside, making sure that we have some insurance. Let me just put it like that. Again, something that we don't like to talk about, we always put off to the side, but it's important. It's important. It costs pennies on the dollar to make sure that my $30,000, that my $40,000, that my $50,000 is insured. And my family could at least get a portion of that if something was to happen to me. Make sure you have some insurance. Even if you have insurance, make sure you have the right type of insurance, because that's the conversation that we don't have enough. There are so many provisions and exclusions and different things going on inside of our insurance policies. And when we wrote that thing up or got that thing written up, we haven't looked at it since. It's somewhere, it's laying somewhere in a drawer somewhere. I don't know what's in it, but I know this is what I got. But we have to know what's in it. We have to know what it says for situations such as this. Will my family be protected? And what I'm investing in, is it worth it? So if you haven't sat down with a financial advisor or a financial planner to look over those policies, look over the policies for not only yourself, but for the people closest to you, your children. Some of us are throwing money away or giving money away to something that won't even be worth anything in the next 10 years, the next 20 years. Why do I have to sit down with somebody and go over my finances? Why do you have to go to the doctor? Why do you have to go get checkups? Why do you have to go to the dentist? I can do it myself. We try to take reins in areas that we were never meant to take reins in. If you don't understand it, if you're not certified to understand something, you won't know what you have. Just because somebody explains it to you, or just because somebody sells you something, doesn't always mean that you're getting what you need. So it's very, very important to sit down with someone who is specialized in that area and to talk about it, to have a conversation, to go over. I call them reviews, financial reviews, policy reviews. It's very important to have that, okay? Eliminating debt. We're not running from this anymore. We're not running from that student loan. We're not running from that medical bill. We're not running from, that bankruptcy. We're not running from those things anymore. Again, these are all conclusions that I had to come to for myself. We're not running from it. We're going to pay that stuff off. We're going to get this off of us. We're not going to be dealing with this in the next 5 years. And it takes time. But the longer that we run from it, it's still going to be there. It's still going to be there in the next 20 years, 30 years. Like you got the people on block, they can't even get in contact with you. Like, I'm tired of these people calling me. Look, it's still going to be there. So let's put a plan in place to get those things taken care of. Pay yourself first. That's a challenge. Like, I want everybody to hashtag this. Everybody that's on this live, everybody that's going to tune in afterwards, I want that to be a hashtag on Facebook. I'm gonna pay myself first. Hashtag pay yourself first. Let's put a goal out there. Charissa, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000. This is my goal for 2021. I'm not gonna wait till New Year's. I'm gonna get started now. Whether that be $5, $10, $20, $2, whatever that may be, or whatever that looks like for you. We're going to stop making excuses as to why we can't. And we're going to find a will and a way to get done what we need to get done. Because honestly, we find it for everything else. We find a way for everything else. When we want to go somewhere, when we want to go out, when we want to, get our hair done, our nails done, we find a way to do it. When we want to go to an event, go out of town, we find a way to do it. We work around for the things that we want, but we won't do it for the things that we need. Like, come on, y'all, we got to do better. We have to do better. We have to. Otherwise, we're always going to be in the same position that we're in. And no one is going to fix it for us. No one is going to fix it for us. Nobody's going to come into your household, knock on your door, come in and say, hey, I'm here to help you get your finances. Nobody's going to do that. We have to do it. We have to do it for ourselves, and then we have to encourage our family members to do it. My mom, I know she's going to be so mad at me because I did not share this link with her. So hopefully somebody tagged me in the live. But I've been talking to my mom about her will. My mom, look, she gets around better than I do. Honestly, she's in better shape than I'm in. But I'm talking to her about things that matter, and she's like, yeah, we got to get that done. My dad, let's get those wheels done. Look, I'm writing one out for myself. Get it notarized, get your will done. It's no harm in it. It's not gonna jinx anything. It's not gonna put you on the ground, any sooner. The things that we say to keep from doing the things that are necessary, to make sure that we are taken care of and the household is taken care of. Again, we have a superstition and we come up for an excuse for everything. But no, I'm challenging us. Let's get it done. Let's not wait. And if you need help with any of those things, myself, I am here to lend my services free of charge. This is the same thing, Teresa, that I did when we had the event back in January. I gave everybody my number and I told them, I said, come on, like nobody's gonna push you. Nobody's gonna push you to do it. You gotta do it for you. You gotta find the will, the motivation to do it for yourself. To do it for your household. I gave everybody my number, my personal number. And I'm like, look, let's get it. Let's go to war with our finances. Let's figure out what we need to do to make this a better year. And look what happened. Look what happened 3 months down the line. So 2021 is upon us. Let's not wait. Some of us, we have some big goals to become homeowners, to make large purchases, whether we're getting closer to retirement, you're working, working every day, going to work, working hard for someone else just to get to the end of your career and have nothing left. Let's get something out of this time. Let's not be those individuals. Let's not be those people that do that. And I'm surrounded by people who do that. Whether it matters to them or not at this point in time. Some people, they just live for the day. But again, is that what we want to do? Is that how we want our life to be in the next 20 years? Depending on one source of income, barely making it, having to decide between medicine and food. I've had people in my family that have went through that. And I've had to see them through that. Let's not be. Let's learn from the people that are around us. Let's learn from their mistakes, and let's make some things happen so that we can pass on better traits to our children, to our nieces, to our nephews. Let's break the chains. It has to start with somebody. If everybody in the family is struggling, ain't nobody doing what they need to do. We're having to collect money. When somebody passes away, we're having to scramble. No, it stops with me. I had to say that. It stops with me. I don't care what happens, what don't get paid. My life insurance gonna get paid. And I'm gonna have more than enough. It ain't just gonna be the 20,000, 50,000. No, I'm gonna have more than enough. Because my time here on earth means something. So until I can get to that $250,000 mark, or that $500,000 mark, or that 7-figure mark, I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna have it if something happens. That's how we leave a legacy. That's how we start. Is it pretty? Is it ideal? No. Is it glamorous? No. For the people on this earth that are making millions of dollars, if everything is going out, like we see with a lot of individuals that have money, whether they win the lottery, whether they have a 7-figure paying position, we see that with a lot of individuals. If you're making $1 million, but you're spending $1,001,001, you're still broke. you're still broke. It's a lot of lawyers and doctors and people that are just high paying positions, athletes. It's a lot of people that are broke. We have a problem in our community with managing money. We have a problem with managing money. It's not about a title. It's not about where you come from. It's not about where you are. You could be in a better position than someone who has 10 times more than you, if only we would do the work that a lot of people won't do, so that one day we can live like a lot of those people won't be able to live. And Teresa, if you want to just chime in here. I don't want to preach too much because I know we got I know we got 2 more sessions. So
sis, I want to let you know that I am handling comments. I have questions for you. I was just waiting till you finish, but they are giving you some love in the chat room, talking about the things that you have given them, some people who you have, some queens who you have worked with personally, and the trackers and things that you have given them. Man, they are giving you love in the chat. So when you finish, you go and look at, baby, you are pushing and empowering, you're making a difference, dropping a whole lot of knowledge. And they saying speak the truth, facts, speak it. We need this. That loving it. I do have some questions that have come through. If you would like to address those at this time.
Okay, I would.
So let me go back. One of the questions I saw is, what is the suggested amount we should pay ourselves?
Okay, so with paying yourselves first, that's going to differ for each individual, each household. That is why I'm encouraging everyone. I'm going to drop my information in the chat. Again, our sessions are virtual. You don't have to pay anything, okay? Don't have to pay anything. Let's stop passing over opportunities. We're poor in our mindset, which is why we can't get to where we need to get on the money side. We pass over opportunities. We put it on the back burner. We put it off till tomorrow. Let's stop doing that. Let's get something going. That's gonna differ, Teresa, for each individual household. And I'm committing myself to working with individuals to find out what their financial independence number is. Okay, because I am a firm believer in not just saving money, but you need to have a plan for where we're going. So what is your financial goal? What is your financial independence number? If you don't know what that is, it's a real thing. You can Google it if you choose to do so, for my self-researchers. But what is your financial independence number? What does that freedom look like for you? You can't say, I want to be a millionaire, or, I want to have $250,000 or $500,000, and we're putting $2 to the side every time we get paid. Okay, I paid myself first. I gave myself $5. So it's really going to differ for each individual depending upon what their goals are. Again, we're keeping things simple, but we're also being practical about our goals. I'm still attaching the vision to our financial goals because that's what we have to do. But to get a start, because I know that's what we like to hear. How can we start? What's practical for you? How much money do you spend on fast food in a week? How much money do we spend? Come on, let's be real. Let's be honest with ourselves. How much money do we spend, in a month on pedicures and manicures? Look, when they gave me that bill, I had to when they gave me that bill today for, what I had done, I was like, ooh, geez. But, I had to bring it back down. I'm like, you never do anything. It's okay. It's okay to splurge just a little bit. But some people do that religiously. Some people are in the salons, nail salons, hair salons. They're religiously in there. So how much are you spending on the things that you want to do? And what we're going to do is we're going to take half of that. If I'm spending $300 a month on fast food, why can't we break that in half? I'm not trying to strip you of everything. I don't want us to strip ourselves of everything, because then we'll be setting unrealistic expectations, or like someone told me today, unrealistic standards. Okay. So I don't want to strip you of everything, but I want to say, let's cut that bill in half on our wants, and let's put some of that money towards what we need. And some of us have it. Some of us can save three, four, $500, but we won't do it. We won't put that money to the side in an account where we can see the money. We won't do it. We won't do it because it's, as my mom says, or as she used to say, because it's too much like right. So just start small. If you want to build yourself up to doing it, to saving money, putting money to the side, but be realistic with it. Can you save $100? Can you save $50? Even if it's 50, we're not going no lower than 50. We're not. But if you have to, some months are a struggle. $25 minimum. Let's put that money to the side, and let's not wait. Let's start now. Again, challenging you to start now. So small amounts, but that amount in some form or fashion on down the line needs to be dictated towards your bigger goal. So what is your end goal? And that's my answer to that question.
That's good. That's good. And I like that you said no more than 50, because we will, try to say 10, 15. I'm gonna be honest, that's me. Yes, but thank you so much. I have another question for you. Is there a certain amount or a formula of life insurance to have above the total amount to cover those liabilities such as a house?
All right, so that is a very good question. And this is something that I address in my personal sessions when I sit down one on one. So I would like to get in depth, but for the sake of the live and for the sake of time, I'm just going to keep it short. Again, I'm going to put my information in the contact. And I really, really want everyone to utilize my information. Like, this is my happy place. I am so happy when I'm working with people one on one to better their situation, because it betters me in a lot of different ways than what I think people realize specifically. But as far as that is concerned, what you need to do is you need to get a snapshot of the things that you owe and what you have. What do you have as far as assets are concerned? And what do you have as far as liabilities are concerned? What we're needing to focus on is we're needing to have enough to pay off those liabilities and to maintain those assets if in the event that something does happen to us. And again, we're not working hard just to have everything that we work for go back to the people that it came from. That's not what we want to do, okay? So we have to take a realistic snapshot at our portfolio, and we have to look at amounts that are conducive to maintaining our households in the event that something was to happen.
Mhm.
But again, we can get a more in-depth look at that number. I have a system in place. I have a a calculator in which we can sit down and go over those numbers and basically give you your financial independence number, give you the amount of money that you need to make sure that your assets are properly protected, that your liabilities can get paid off, and that you can have a proper burial, again, because that's what that is attached to, making sure that you have what you need, and that your family has what they need, um, if in the event that something does happen.
Good, 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 good. I do have a few comments about Christmas clubs may help. And someone said they started with a $50 payday. That was their lunch money. They cooked more instead of eating out. I'm telling you, these comments, girl, they are they are on
Awesome.
it. You have truly blessed us on this evening. Tisha, if you have anything you want to add, comment, say, I know you're over there. She's been quiet and rocking back and forth. But you have really,
Um,
sis, you have really blessed us. Um, I do have another question just came in, but I'm gonna tag Tisha and then I'll ask this question.
Okay.
you can go ahead. You can go ahead and ask the question.
Okay. Okay. Someone asked, is it a good thing to take out a loan to consolidate credit card debt?
My answer to that specifically, it depends on your situation. Um, Most people, they like to give you a one size fits all type solution. Like with most of the coaches that we see that have large platforms, they like to give you a one size fits all. But I know that in the event that you're facing, a crisis, or things are just getting out of control to where you can't see your way or you can't dig yourself out, it's more than possible to be in that situation. Again, that is why I say having someone to sit down with you and look at where you currently are, what you have, it's so important. We think that wealth advisors, financial planners, we think that those are things for people that make a whole lot of money, but really, again, those are things that we need more so in the everyday middle class community, versus, like I said, the people that make a lot of money. They need it to help them retain what they've made, and we need it to help get ourselves to the point of where we're trying to go. So I would say to that individual, it depends on what your situation is. Don't do it for an easy out. Don't do it for an easy out. If you can pay the minimum balances on each one of those cards, and you can put an extra amount towards your smallest debt every single month to knock out that card. And again, give yourself time. Give yourself time. I had to do this. Give yourself time. Don't put a timeline on something that's going to take you. It's going to take a significant amount of endurance and perseverance. Don't put a time limit on it, but just say, okay, this is my goal. I need to get this knocked out. I know I make enough money to do so. Whether I need to cut out spending in this area completely, maybe I have to stop eating out for 2 years or a year and a half or 6 months to put myself ahead to where I can pay off this card. But look first, before you take out another loan to pay off a loan, look first at what your situation is, and if and when you can squeeze out extra money to start again paying on that lowest balance first. And then what we do is we snowball it. So once I get that smallest card, if you got a credit card that has $350 that you owe on it, or $500, pay that off. If you can make a way, make it happen. Make the necessary cuts, make the necessary sacrifices, move some things around. Say no. Say no for 6 months. No, I can't come to your baby shower. No, I can't come to your wedding. I'm sorry. Like, look, I think this pandemic, it's been a great thing because we've been able to be with people and be in their presence virtually and not have to worry about what we're going to spend, or reaching a standard for being a part of their event. So just literally say no, make cuts, make the necessary sacrifices. And if you're just in a position as to where you can't see your way at all, if that is your solution to stay afloat for the moment, then yes, do what you have to do. But again, only under proper analysis.
Mm, that's good. That's good. That's good word, girl. When I tell you, I have my notes. And when you said make it plain, make it
Yeah.
plain. We make everything else plain. We make the vision plain. We make the business plain. But sometimes we do not want to sit down and face the hard reality of our finances. And the fact that you are thinking generationally and you're thinking about your children's children, your family,
Right.
that is just amazing. And the fact that you are giving this information for free, it can't get any better
Y'all, come
than
on, let's
that.
go. No excuses. Like, let's take the gloves off. No excuses. 'Cause
Yes.
I see this as being, we weren't just put here to just pay bills and die. Like, a lot of us, we have a purpose that's attached to our being, but a lot of people won't see that because we won't do the work that's necessary to get to where God needs us to be.
Mhm.
And like I said, that's not his doing. That's what we do, the things that we choose to do. Instead of finding a way to do things, we take out loans, we put ourselves in debt. Is it necessary sometimes? Maybe. But is it always the answer for everything? No, it's not. So, like, come on. I know I'm speaking, I know I'm tugging on some hearts here. Um, I know, we put the notebook down, but I really want to encourage everybody to pick it back up and let's do the hard work in this season.
Good.
Let's do the hard work.
Good. That's good. That's good. Tisha?
Um, Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Today was awesome. There was a lot. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm on a different device. But today was a lot to take in. Today was a lot to digest. But I really want to I think I just really want to be a word of encouragement, I believe, because the first thing that we have to do, we have to apologize, not only just apologize, but apologize to ourselves. Apologize, to God, saying, look, I'm sorry, I've done finances because this is how I was taught, this is how I was shown how to do things, and I never, was really shown. God, I'm sorry for not trusting you, because some of us got to start from the beginning, because I've been in those situations where it was either eat or pay my tithes, and I chose him.
Mm-mm. We're going to go ahead and rebuke it now. Mm.
I'm sorry about that, y'all. But I chose times where I had to, where I chose to feed my family, or, or not pay my tithes. So I've been in those situations, but until I learned and I really made up in my mind, because it is a mindset thing that you have to make a decision that, yes, I need to look at everything, but you know what? I need to honor God, with my finances. I need to honor things with him, before the month start out, get your bills together, right? Like she said, write it down, build a plan. But before you start doing anything, before you start even doing this, even before you start putting something to pen and paper, say, God, I want to do this your way. I know it's the end of the year. I know that you're saying, well, it's too late. No, it's never too late. It's not too late for you to make the first decision. The first decision is say, yes, God, I'm sorry. Forgive me. God, I've done things my way when I didn't do it your way. God, forgive me for not trusting you. Forgive me, God, to saying that you are faithful, but I really didn't believe you to be faithful in my finances. So, God, please forgive me for not being a good steward of what you blessed me with, because our jobs, they don't come from man. Don't you know that your job and your promotion and your income, your businesses, it don't come by something that you did so fancy and freely and done, but it came from a gift from God. God gives us gifts and talents, and it is up to us to honor him and do what it is done. And he don't ask for much, but he asks for 10%, not because he needed, but he needs to know that even though I'm blessing you with this, you're saying, God, I trust you with this 10%. And I trust you that you may not do it now, but I know on the backside that you're going to bless me and you're going to honor me, because when the pandemic come or when times of trouble come, God is a faithful God and he is a rewarder God. So I do believe that, like she said, start off with that plan, but also to begin that plan with doing it God's way. Say, God, show me how. God, put me in the path of somebody. God, you put me in the path of this young lady. So God, help my heart, help me. The things that the stubbornness, the things that is hindering me, the things that is stopping me, the things that is not helping me to push and propel and launch. But God, now that I know you can remove the scales from my eyes, you can remove the wax from my ears. Now, God, I'm in the position, God, my heart is ready. God, I'm in the position that my mind is ready. That I know, God, now that you're teaching me now, God, what I need to do to be a good kingdom steward and a good kingdom citizen. That we are all kingdom citizens, but God has a principle. And when you allow God to show you and God to teach you how to do it his way, then you will begin to see the difference. You'll be able to see things when he puts you in the path, like Sister Tiara, when he puts you in the path of someone that can help you and that can teach you how to budget, how to plan, how to save, saying, hey, I'm willing to do this for you. I want to see you grow, not of something of my own, because that's what you want. You want somebody that's going to be willing to teach you and help you, but you got to be willing to work. It says faith without works is dead. You cannot say, well, Lord, I want to be a millionaire, and you got jacked up credit and you don't know how to take care of the $200 that you have. You can't say, God, I want a home, when you can't pay your bills and your rent on time. How can he trust you with a mortgage? How can he trust you with the things that you are wanting? God, I want a brand new car, but how can I trust you when you don't take care of the car that you have, or you don't even have insurance on the one that you have? How can I trust you that when you want the 2020, or when you want the 50 or the 60, $70,000 car, then I can trust you that you're going to do what is needed and what is right with that thing. So let's remember those things. She already teach, so I'm not here. I'm not the financial person, but I'm telling you what I've learned this year. I have learned that I had to start to begin to do things God's way. I have a notebook, and in this notebook, before the month begins, I sit here and I write down all my bills. But what I do is I write a scripture down. This is my scripture for the month that is pertaining to finances. This is my goal. This is my scripture. I'm applying the word, like, God, I'm applying your word. I'm applying your principles. I am applying your keys. And then I'm setting a goal for myself. Well, what do I want to do this month? And then I put in there, now I added the praises, because God, you got to start thanking me for the small things. That, hey, I cut my grocery bill down to $20. Hey, I reduced, the times that I ate out. Hey, that's a win. Celebrate those things. I open up a savings account. That's a win. That is a win. That's a goal. Those are things you got to celebrate. And you got to learn how to do things his way, and put those things down. Write it down. Look at it and say, okay, am I gonna go out, or am I gonna, I got this light bill coming up,
right.
I got this bill coming up. Like, I had to tell my children during these times, when they was at home, I said, hey, stay in one room. Let's keep this AC at a level. I'm like, Lord, I want to keep my power bill at a certain level. I don't want my power bill going over. I need my power bill, and be unto God. This summer, I was able to keep that goal. Not only you, but you got to teach your family as well. Like, hey, this is what we're doing. We're doing this. And some of you, it's okay if you see where you got to pick up a side job, you got to pick up a side thing. Hey, it's okay. You got to do what you got to do to get to the other side. Say, I'm doing this sacrifice now so I can get to the other side. So let's begin, like she said, let's begin at the basics.
Let's start.
But let's now put God in it.
Yeah.
Let's now put him in it. Say, Lord, I'm tired. I've done this thing. I've done this. Take your checkbook, print out your bank statement.
Yeah. That's good.
Print out your bank statement.
That's good.
Print it out. Print it out. If you need to print it out, hey, print it out. If you need to look at your bank statement, look at your bank statement. Quit looking at the app just to check the balance. Look at what you're doing. Look at what you're doing, because most of your apps, and this is the little banking side of me coming out, but most of your apps now are showing you where you're spending the most money. They have these things called a spending tracker on your bank statement, where it's showing you where you spent this month, you spent your money in X, Y, and Z. So when you look at that, and then Sister Tiara come along and tell you the same thing, guess what? That's confirmation.
Yeah.
So now that you know, then, hey, Lord, show me, how can I do this? How can I eliminate this? Lord, give me the discipline. Give me the self-control. Give me the help that I need.
That's good.
And it's okay if you can't go out with Keisha and them. If they want you to go out to eat that bad, they must be willing to pay, because if it ain't in your week, it ain't in your week.
That's good.
You know, it ain't in that time frame.
Come on,
you know, it ain't in there. So if they really want you to go, hey, start trying to find things that are fun, that maybe that you can start doing, maybe group things, or maybe where you can split things up, or maybe start finding events that are free, or maybe, you know what I'm saying, things like things like that. Because like she said, your life do not have to stop, but your life do now begins now with God and these basic principles that you have now. So the question is now, what are you going to do with the information?
That's it.
What are you going to do now with the choice? Because, okay, you got paid this time. Okay, the money is gone. No more condemnation. You're no more in shame. You in no more guilt. You are no more. You got another 2 weeks, or if you send my monthly, you got the end of the month. Because some of you probably got paid on the 15th, probably around about this week. So now you got one more pay period. Begin there, and don't try to tackle it as a big thing. Start small. The first step to do, contact this young lady.
Yes.
Get with her. Is we trying to sell you something? No, we doing what the Bible tell us to do. The Bible tell us to do. We lack for the knowledge. If we don't have the knowledge, if I know that this young lady can help you, and I know that this sister can help you, then who am I? I'm holding information, and now he has the blood on my hand. Because we're not helping and educating our people. You can keep getting in lines and sowing your seeds. You can keep sowing and cash apping other people and believing for a 24-hour miracle. But if you don't begin with the principles, and if you don't begin with God, all that it's in the drain.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Am I saying it? Is it wrong? No. But how can you have a faith enough to believe that you're going to go stand in the line and give somebody $20, or you're going to go in somebody live and give them $25 when you don't hear God enough to say, I need you to do things my way. I need you to sow and give, and I need you to do the principles. I need you to pay things on time. The Bible said, oh, no, man.
That's it.
I need you to do the first thing, work the principle, put me in it.
Yes.
You want me to make this $20 seed when you don't even honor him with the money that you get in.
My Lord.
So let's do that. Let's begin there. So I'm gonna hush, because it's after 7 o'clock, and I know y'all saw me yarning. I'm gonna be honest. I have been up since 5. I've had a very busy day, so I'm going to shut my mouth up because I'm hungry too. So I'm gonna hush, because we can go on and on. But I love you guys. Hey, what I'm telling you is, bottom line, forgive yourself.
Yeah.
Right now, say, God, I'm sorry. Yes. I repent. Please forgive me. Yes. Forgive me. I'm sorry, God. I don't know what I'm doing with this money. I thank you, God, for this job that you give me, because God, I know, God, that promotion don't come from man. It comes from you. I know, God, that you bless me and you open this door for me to come in. So, God, please forgive me for the times that I trusted the paycheck. Forgive me for the times that I trusted the bonuses. Forgive me for the time that I trusted the commission, because you are the rewarder. You can bring those things to me. So God, let me do it your way.
Yes.
So forgive yourself. Ask God to forgive you. And then now it's up to you.
Let's give
Let
it.
this young lady talk to you. And let me say this: if you're not ready yet to talk to her, if God telling you to talk, hey, talk to somebody, but ask God to show you and teach you. Say, God, show me, put me in the path of somebody that's going to help me with these finances and kingdom principles. God, give me somebody that has a heart for you. Give me somebody who is spirit led, that is going to be able to teach me about wealth and what we're supposed to do.
That's it. That's it.
Amen. I knew she had a word over there. I already knew it. I knew it. I knew I saw it on her.
That's it.
I saw it. I was like, tag, tag, you it. I saw it on her, man. I'm telling you, so many good nuggets on this live tonight. And I cannot wait, Queen, to part 2, because if this was on fire, I already know part 2 is banging, blazing hot. man.
And one more thing, Charissa, before we get ready to close out, as Letitia said, it's definitely getting late, so we don't want to bore anyone, or we don't want to continue to reiterate, but part 1 leads up to part 2, okay? Mm-hmm. So let's take those 3 principles, let's analyze where we are so we can get to our part 2, okay? If we have not done those things, that we have not written out what Letitia just look, if I was if I was standing up, she literally would have knocked me off of my feet. That everything that she said was on point. Everything. Right. Yes. So let's look at where we are. If we have not written out a vision for this year, for the 3 months that we have left, let's go ahead and write it out. Let's attach the word to it. Let's get a snapshot of what we make. We know what we bring in every week, every 2 weeks, every month. And let's put a plan in place, and let's get those small things taken care of so we can grow and we can expand.
Yes, Lord.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. And when I tell you, sum that bad boy on up, you hit my closing.
That's it.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
I love you more. I love you more.
I cannot wait to just continue to grow with you and just get this wisdom that God has given you. And man, I'm telling you, the people on the chat, they are ready and they are hungry. So I already know that you're going to have some people who are going to be reaching out to you, who's going to continue to get started. We've let the pride go. We know what it is. We already named it. We know what we need to do. We let that go. We surrendered. We all need somebody to help us. And so without that being said, we just gonna do what she said, get our plan together, get our snapshot. And so when we come back next month, be ready for part 2, because she's going to give you the next part so that we can continue to grow and move in that lane. And then she'll end it in December. But I'm ready, y'all. And we're growing together. We all are. It's not just Tisha. She said, it's not just her. It's not just you. We all are taking nuggets and taking this information, applying it to our lives and trying to do something different for us. It starts, Tisha said, with a decision, that mindset. And we have been in that lane for some months, sis, about changing our mindset. And when I tell you, everything is so strategic, but I'm ready, y'all. And I know you guys are. We love you so much. Again, Tiara, thank you so much, sis, for joining us. Letitia, we already know. I already knew you had a word on you, girl. So that's why I said tag you it. Saw it on you, sis. Saw it on you. Thank you for just allowing God to use you guys so much in this time. And we can't wait to the next one. So y'all be on the lookout. Okay? Y'all be on the lookout. And Keisha said, why I have to be Keisha and them, Tisha? Why I gotta be Keisha and them, Tisha?
But that's who it be.
We love you guys. We love y'all. God bless you all. Until next time.
Teresa,
Yes, ma'am.
Sharisa. Make sure, hey, y'all remember, we have our prayer call this Wednesday.
Thank you.
Join us at 6 a.m. It is the third. This will be the third Wednesday of this month. And actually, I will be your host for that morning. So, hey, join us. Make sure that you're hitting those notifications. If you're not getting emails from us, hey, go to that website and get in that email line chain so we can send out emails to you and get information to you, especially about more live events and everything. So, hey, this has been awesome. This has been great. Love you.
Love you guys. Y'all have a great evening. See y'all next time. Peace out.